Hey y'all, how's it going? Long time no see. Hope everything's okay. Hope you're staying safe and all the rest of that. Mask up. Don't play with this thing. With this thing. Just I saw this article on the BBC website, and let's take a look at this, right? So the new Nigerian princes of hacking. You know the whole Nigerian prince thing. I just thought I'd take a look at it, right? BEC, or business email compromise hacking, is one of the most common types of cyber attack, which the FBI says costs more than $6 billion a year. And experts say Nigeria is its epicenter. Cyber reporter Joe Tidy speaks with one BEC hacker in Nigeria to find out how they work and how he feels about his victims. Now, you know what, man? The way this story is set up is an absolute it's fraud, right? You know, this is like low key racist. It just is. You know, they're playing to stereotypes of Nigerians being fraudsters. And now here's the thing: even if that's true, I would say that this is a kind of very pure entrepreneurship. You know, if you're in a nation like Nigeria, which has been absolutely compromised by colonialism and crippled by a lack of access to resources, yeah, what do you think the next Bill Gates, right, born in Nigeria, what do you think he's going to do? What do you think he's going to do? Yeah, he's going to do whatever it takes using the means he's got. And if that means, you know, because it's not exactly like, you know, there's lots of opportunity or lots of capital or lots of funding or even lots of electricity, you know, lots of access to the things people need in everyday life, right? You're going to do whatever it takes. And if you can go from 0 to 100 and, you know, make lots of money by scamming Western companies, at the end of the day, I've got no problem with that whatsoever. I think it's to be applauded, you know, in a very strange way, right? Anyway, let's take a look at the article, and let's hope the story is better than I think it will be. But I don't have high hopes. Let's see.
Raymond Abbas was known by his 2.4 million followers on Instagram as Hushpuppi. Fans were gripped by his unbelievably extravagant lifestyle. But in July this year, his social media posts stopped, and rumours of the Nigerian's arrest began. Dubai police posted this dramatic video to confirm it. He and his associates were arrested and are accused of amassing their riches through hacking, a very specific type of hacking known as BEC, or business email compromise.
At the crux of business email compromise is a scammer impersonating either an executive or a business and then tricking a person into sending them money.
Hushpuppi claims he earns his money legitimately as an influencer. He's now in the US awaiting trial in the spring. He says he's innocent, but if he's found guilty, he could face 20 years in prison. Nigerian authorities describe Hushpuppi as their most wanted hacker, but in truth, experts say the country is the epicenter of this type of extremely costly cyber scamming. Last week, Interpol arrested 3 more Nigerians suspected of running another prolific BEC operation. The FBI says globally, criminals are stealing nearly $9 billion a year through BEC hacking. The latest research from cybersecurity company Agari suggests that scammers can be found in 50 different countries, and 50% of all BEC attacks originate in Nigeria. For months, Agari's team has worked to track down some of the criminals to find out how and why they do it. They paid a small amount to each hacker to take part. Only one agreed to a recorded interview, and I was invited. X says he was lured into BEC hacking at university.
I myself actually wanted to be like Mark Zuckerberg. So when we entered the university, it was not that easy. We mixed with new people, different ideas. Okay, this guy is rich. We asked him that, okay, how did you make such amount of money? Everybody wants to be rich.
Speed is everything. Once the victim mistakenly transfers money to the gang, they only have hours to get it out of the bank and spend it.
The picker always want the money very fast, like in the next 2 hours. before the guy starts asking questions.
Previously, Nigerian hackers were associated with the infamous Nigerian print scam emails. Experts say the shift to BEC attacks happened about 5 or so years ago, as more money could be made from tricking companies over individuals. This hacker says he's so far made $72,000, much more than in his day job as a web developer. Do you feel guilty about what you're doing? Because you're stealing money, aren't you?
No,
The people in your hacking group, do they feel guilty?
they do feel a little bit of guilt because there have been cases where we actually returned half of the money. They emailed us and they were pleading to send this exact amount. I think the amount was like 262k.
This pity appears to be very rare. The BEC world is full of hackers trying to get rich quick. The hacker we spoke to says he's not scared of getting caught, but police say they're working hard to clamp down on criminals.
We carry out targeted raids at hotspots, and after arrest we have been prosecuting and sending a lot of them to prison.
Police also hope that high-profile arrests like Hushpuppies are making a difference. But interestingly, researchers have noticed the growth of copycat operations in places like Russia and the US. Despite recent action then, BEC hacking remains one of the most serious cybersecurity problems in the world.
Well, what to say about that? You know, I'm kind of impressed, in all fairness, that they're able to do it. What was the key thing I learned there? That kid that was interviewed said, "Well, I wanted to be Mark Zuckerberg." Yeah, he wanted to be Mark Zuckerberg, but no access to the things that he needs, no access to connections, no access to capital, no access to a digital ecosystem, no access to electricity on an ongoing basis, probably no access to the hardware resources that they need, probably, and he wanted to be Mark Zuckerberg, yeah, but he's ended up as a kind of like a dark market, Mark Zuckerberg. I have no problem with that whatsoever. I actually was a little bit moved by them sending the money back. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they don't owe that to anybody. It shows that they've actually got morality, there. But the truth is, it's funny because BEC scams cost $9 billion a year, right, of which Nigerians are taking half of that. But how much, yeah, leaks out of Nigeria, yeah, through colonialism, yeah, through foreign loans, yeah, interest, yeah, through the French, for instance, ripping off African resources, British companies like Shell ripping off African resources, destroying ecosystems, destroying the environment. Yeah. So how much is actually being taken from these places? Nigerians being asset stripped. So quid pro quo. You're taking stuff out of Nigeria, and Nigerians are taking stuff out from you. I don't see Shell saying, "Oh well, we're gonna pay money to you for destroying your environment." Oh hey, well let's send half of our profits back. They don't do that. So I've got no problem with what they're doing whatsoever. More power to their elbow. I think they're amazing. I hope they can take that money and invest that in legitimate digital enterprises, and grow. Okay, man, just my quick thoughts on that. It's actually disgusting the way the BBC have framed this. They frame it without context. So I'm trying to give you the context in which, this kind of innovation, and it is innovation, even though it's like a, and like a negative innovation. I'm giving you the context for the space in which this kind of innovation happens, this kind of crime happens. And yeah, just another thought. Everybody wants to be rich, but I guess everybody wants, if there's no NHS because, the country's been asset stripped of resources, if there's no welfare system because the country's been asset stripped of resources, if the roads aren't good because the country's been asset stripped of resources, of course, the answer to that is to produce your own personal wealth to insulate you from the effects of poverty. So of course you want to be rich, but if you have, access to the things you need, you have a car, you can afford to pay for it, you got a roof over your head, you've got a healthcare system, people around you have access to the things that they need, then there's a kind of a collective wealth, and people aren't so materially driven, they're just not. So yeah, just my thoughts on that. Let me know what you think in the comments. See you later, and peace.